Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for coming. I wanted to mention that before we get started on my video today, I wanted to mention that the 500 subscriber giveaway is going to happen tomorrow. I'm expecting my supplies to come in by tomorrow so I can ship this out as quick as possible. Didn't want to prolong it any further. That said, as you know, the top two cards are the Topps 1972 Willie Mays as well as a Topps 1974 Frank Robinson, so two prizes. I want to thank y'all so much for getting me to 500 subs. We're going to keep on going and hopefully get to 1,000 at some point. It's been a lot of fun doing these videos, and today I have another great one for you. Today's video features spending under $200 for vintage baseball cards. And the two places I went to is the Stormville flea market as well as Village Baseball Cards. After I took a visit over to Mike's shop in Carmel Hamlet. First, the Stormville flea market. They have these flea markets throughout the summer, multiple times. And today was actually pretty good. There were a number of vendors that were selling baseball cards. Probably about 3 of them had their own little showcases of vintage baseball cards, and some of which had, a lot of commons, but there were some stars in there that were intriguing to purchase. I think some Willie Mays stuff. There was actually one vendor that was showing me some photographs, and I think there were some autographs in there as well, but photographs from some set from the 1930s, 1940s. I don't exactly know what it was, but he was mentioning to me that the person who he bought it from has held on to it for a long time. It was inside some green book, and when you open up the green book, there are these photographs of all these players, all the famous players like Hank Greenberg and Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio and so forth. And it was some sort of set. It's sports memorabilia set, and he was telling me repeatedly that this set has never been completed before. So Stormville, walked around, got a chance to see all the vendors. I made sure that before I started buying anything that I checked out all the different vendors, walked throughout the airstrip. That's what it is. I spent about, hour and a half, 2 hours, and I made a couple purchases. And I'll show you the purchases right now, actually. One of the purchases was a Topps 1969 Willie Mays. I already have this card, but I don't think I have it in this good of condition. And he had written, one of the vendors, he didn't want to be recorded, so I didn't get a chance to record his table, but he wanted $125 for this card. I was a little apprehensive because I'm not really in the market of buying cards that I already have, but this one is a much better condition Willie Mays. Go a little bit closer on it. It's a little off center, but other than that, it's in great shape. The corners are pretty nice. The back has one ding corner down. Yeah, I think it's down here. I don't know if you can see it near my thumb. And always looking to add Hall of Fame rookie cards from the vintage 60s. And so I picked up this rookie card. Rookie stars of Gaylord Perry, shared with Dick Egan, Julio Navarro, and Tommy Sisk. This one I paid $40 for. Condition on is very, very nice. Very nice corners. Gaylord Perry, San Francisco Giant, and you know how much I love collecting San Francisco Giants cards. So altogether so far between these two was a $85 and $40, $125 between these two cards. I think that was a great deal, great buy for both. You could definitely find cards like this, with that Stormville. There was definitely some vendors who were selling some really cool stuff. There's one guy who was selling a Mickey Mantle card, and I was really tempted because the price was about $150 for it. It was a Topps 1966. When I took it out of the top loader to feel it, I got a sense that perhaps it might have been a forgery, or like a counterfeit of one. It kind of didn't feel like it was authentic. When I was kind of checking the card stock against the light, it looked way too smooth. It didn't have that ruggedness of the paper stock they were using. It felt too smooth on both sides, so to me it wasn't worth the risk. So I decided to go not to go with it and went with the Willie Mays instead. The second shop I went to was Village Baseball Cards, my favorite shop in Carmel Hamlet. And Mike owns the shop. A lot of great vintage, as you'll see from the video I'm posting right now. A lot of great stuff. My favorite Topps 1955 Willie Mays that he has there, still there. Anyway, great 55 Willie Mays that he had there, amongst other cards. Had a lot of great vintage for sale. I was tempted on some of it, but I have an idea of what I want. And the one card that stood out was he had a 1972 Willie Mays, and y'all know from my other videos, he has a case where you get 50% off on certain cards. And guess where that Willie Mays was? It was right in that 50% case. So yeah, it's a no-brainer. For $15, I got myself a Topps 1972 Willie Mays to add to the already growing number of 72 Mays that I have. It's a great, Willie Mays. Having anything Willie Mays, today was a big Willie Mays day, but having anything of his is a value in itself. So, between looking at all the cases of all the cards that Mike had, this is the one that I picked up. The 50% case is always tempting with a lot of the stuff that he has in there. It's usually low grade stuff, but if you're not really obsessed with getting mid to high grade, then I'd highly recommend looking in that case sometimes, because you never know what you're going to find. But anyway, that about does it for this little adventure that I went on. Again, I'll probably do the giveaway tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed and you liked what you saw, this is what I do. I do a lot of vintage, pretty much vintage baseball and basketball, and go on little adventures like this to flea markets, card shops. And next week I'll be in Maryland, so probably check out some antique shops there. Card shop, the House of Cards, is one of my favorites in Silver Spring, Maryland, so I plan on checking that out. So I'll do some more videos for y'all and keep y'all in the loop of more stuff. So thank you as always. I hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and take care. Thank you.